Can you hear me well? Fine? Yeah? I hope so. Thanks, Alex and Sophie's team, to invite me for today's session. I know it has been 2 busy days. Yeah, we are in the end of the second day, and it's a pleasure for me to be here today talking how wonderful Sophie is. Um, Probably you already learned a lot of things about Sophie. I'm not here to teach you anything new. You learn, but I'm here to tell you how Sophie makes my life easier and how Sophie it is a great differentiator for me as a salesperson. But first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Gladis Orsi. I am the Business Development VP for Stefanini North America. I'm based here in the US. I'm from Brazil, worked for Stefanini for a long time, more than 15 years, but in the last 5 years here in North America. In Michigan, where is our headquarters. And let me tell you, and I'm going to bring a little bit what is the sales perspective and how lucky we are as sales to have Sophie in our toolkit. Sophie makes our life easier or less difficult because I'm not sure if I have some colleagues listening me here. Sell anything nowadays, it is not easy. A lot of competitors, great solutions in the market. I'm sure that a lot of vendors and competitors, they can do a lot of things or same services that we do and Stefanini has in our portfolio. But there are things that are unique from us that differentiate ourselves. And Sophie is one of these. It is part of our toolkit, makes our life less difficult, as I said, and it is a huge differentiator for Stefanini. Everybody knows that companies and most of the companies and our clients and ourselves, we are facing a big challenge that it is how to be digital, how to transform ourselves, how to bring innovation to our companies. It is a challenge in different proportion, but it is a challenge that where everybody is. Everybody has this challenge. All our clients, not only CIOs, all the C-levels, all the business areas as well, they have this challenge. And it is not easy. There are a lot of things in the market, but how to implement, how to make this efficient, it is not easy. And COVID came. It's a weird year. Everybody's facing this year. It is totally different. We are here from home and brought us a lot of new challenges. But on the other hand, has been tough, I know, but brought us good things as well. I think COVID accelerated the digital transformation, brought some things that was a need, but right now, even more. Everybody's working from home. Everybody's buying from home. Amazon knocks my door every day. I have some delivery. My daughter is learning from home. Everything is remote. Was like this before? Yeah, a lot of people working from home, buying online, but now even more. And how each company needs to adjust themselves to this new year, environment. And this is where the digital transformation comes. How we transform the process from our clients to turn this digital to automate, to do this much more efficient. And here it's where Sophie comes. As I said, the world is becoming more and more digital. Nowadays, we have apps for everything. Or we expect an app, or we expect any online channel for every task. And if we don't find, if it is a client that do not provide me anything online, I say, oh my gosh, this is so hard. I'm not going to buy from this company and I'm going to buy from another one. This is why Amazon is growing, because it's so easy. It is the customer experience. We prefer to buy or to do an activity from somewhere that is easier, faster. It is the concept of anyone can do anywhere at any time. And the next generation that is coming, they don't have patience to wait. And this is why the companies need to establish an environment that allow these users. And as a user, we are used to deal with this online world in our personal life. We buy online, we learn online, we do everything online. But sometimes when we go to our companies, we need to work in the old times. If I need a problem, I want to solve this faster and online. Just open a chatbot here and talk with someone who is going to solve my problem fast. I want to install something. Same. I want to start a process to buy something automatically. This is our expectation as user. This is how we got used to do things in our life. And this is what we need to reflect in our corporate life as well. And this, again, it is why Sophie is so important for us. Sophie is the heart of our solutions. It is our main differentiator. And when I say that it is our main differentiator, it is the differentiator for our traditional services, because everybody knows that Stefanini was born as an IT company, and we still have good part of our portfolio for IT services, but we do have business services as well. That is our digital areas. But let's talk first about the traditional services, that is IT services. Sophie came to differentiate our traditional services, our traditional workplace services, that is service desk, field services, enterprise, all the networking, that is pure IT. But Sophie is there to make the support areas from IT easier. It's smoothly for a user perspective, increases the user experience. And on the other hand, we have opportunity to use Sophie, not for IT process, for supporting us on IT, but supporting pure digital projects to create solution for business areas. Here we are talking about HR, we are talking about finance, procurement, operational, any other business area that is not IT anymore. And why not have Sophie supporting these other areas, not only IT? And we can, and we do. This means that the beauty of Sophie, it is automate process within IT or non-IT business areas. She is much more than a chatbot. I've learned that is, of course, everybody, when you talk about Sophie, sometimes you think, oh, it's a chatbot. It is. And by the way, one of the best ones in the market. But it's not only this. We can leverage Sophie in so many different ways. And I can tell you, in the last 3-5 years, I've learned from our solution team, every time I learn a new way to use Sophie. When we receive an opportunity from a client, or when we hear a pain point from a client, we bring this to our solution team, and they have different ideas how to use Sophie. And I am always learning, oh my gosh, Sophie can do this as well, not only a chatbot. I think this is very important. I want just to bring some examples that is, again, with a different perspective, more as a sales perspective, not a technical perspective. It is talk about the traditional services, how we can use Sophie. We can use in the service desk, password reset, ticket status, software installation, check the status on my ticket in the field services to track where is the agent, a lot of things like that. On SAP, to start some process on SAP that is not connected with the traditional service desk, it is a AMS, application services. We can have, for enterprise services, automatizing some alerts in a NOC. There are different uses for Sophie. But now let's think about the business areas, business cases that we can, how to use Sophie in business areas. we do have cases in procurement, HR, clinical trials. For example, procurement. We have a case here where we are going to establish some procurement process. We are going to teach Sophie, if you follow these rules, you can buy this product or services if it is under this checklist. She's going to say, what is the providers? What is the price that I need to negotiate? It follows all the requirements. Sophie goes there and buy themselves. The procurement from our clients, they can be involved in more complex buys instead to basic things. HR, I want to check what is the balance in my vacation, my PTO, my benefits. Why do I need to talk with an HR analyst that is expensive for a client perspective? And why not talk with Sophie? Sophie can have in her knowledge base a lot of information, and anytime I can go there, chat with Sophie, and get information about policies, travel expensive rules, any type of information. We have another case, super interesting, that we are starting to work here as well, that is clinical trial to have Sophie helping some clinicals to schedule appointment. We are not talking about IT. We are not talking about corporate or back office. We are talking about the end user to schedule an appointment. It is so many different things that is we need to be open our mind to. As soon as we have a process established, Sophie can do part of this process. I think this is one of the build of Sophie, and why I said in the beginning of my conversation with you, how Sophie makes my life easier, because this flexibility that Sophie brings to the table. I know that Sophie has a lot of other competitors and with big organizations, but I'm sure, because I am in front of clients every day, we are the most flexible to adjust the process, to tailor to deliver the solutions for the client's specific needs. We are unique. We have different time zones, multiple languages, ability to interface with a bunch of systems, can be legacy, SAP, a bunch of ITSM tools, ServiceNow, CA, Remedy, any of them, SAP, CRM, Sophie, most of these examples that I gave, we already have integrations, as probably you heard during all these 2 days. But for a client perspective, when we are going in front of the client, say, I have this done. I already have integration with ServiceNow, with SAP, with any other systems that you have. And if you need to integrate with your legacy, in a couple of weeks I can do. I had a client that they gave a challenge to 3 big competitors in the market. I'm not going to share the names here, but it's the 3 main chatbots or competitors. And they gave the same content, and all of us had to teach our artificial intelligence platform in the same content, and they gave us 2 weeks. And they measure who was the best after these 2 weeks. And against the big ones, we won. Sophie was the best, faster, and teach it better than the other competitors. These bring us as a sales team a unique differentiator. We can be bold and say, we are better. Buy from us, buy from Sophie. And another thing that I learned, it is super easy to train. If we started to have tickets in our clients that there is nothing in the knowledge base, in a couple of hours, we have someone going there and train. This is another differentiator that we go in front of the client saying, if we go live and we learn that Sophie doesn't have information about printer or your SAP or any other information, next day is done. This is the flexibility that we don't have with others. I mentioned the knowledge base, yeah. Every time that we launch a client, we have the common knowledge base. That is Microsoft, SAP, that is common for everybody. But we bring faster the client knowledge base. This is differentiator, because some of these other chatbots say, I have my chatbot, but this is the scope. The client needs to adjust themselves to their scope. Stephanie, we co-create with the client. We are flexible, and Sophie can learn super fast than any other tool and can be implemented in a short period of time. We are in the middle of a huge implementation that in 3 months, we establish a lot of process. I'm sure a lot of other chatbots or artificial intelligence platforms and vendors, they are not able to do this in the same pace as we can, or Sophie can. In the end, it is what is the value that we bring to our clients. How we help them to be more efficient. And efficiency means cost reduction, of course, but efficiency means increase of the user experience. Because if my users, as a client point of view, they have their problems solved faster, they can be more efficient doing other things, they can be happier, they can brings a lot of value to their companies. Other value that I see for Sophie is she helps us to build a trusting and long-term relationship with our clients. We establish with our clients a roadmap, and this roadmap, it is a long-term, makes our clients happier with us or stays with us for a long time. We plan how to do shift left, how we provide guarantee gains in the contract, because Sophie can absorb things from a service desk where in the past an agent was doing something. Now we transfer this type of activities to Sophie, and that agent that was doing a L1 ticket now can absorb an activity that a L2 agent was doing before. And we transfer activities from more high cost person from a lower cost person and to Sophie, but it is not for free.
I just wanted to jump into the conversation and ask you some questions. Some of them are great. So one of the concepts that I love is this concept of big enough, small enough. So it's not just the tool. It's a great tool. We spoke a lot about the tool, but talk a little bit about how close we are with the client and how do we make those implementations successful.
No, I think you brought an amazing topic here, Alex. When we created this roadmap that I mentioned, it is, we show our clients that it is, Stephanie, it is this big enough, small enough. It is a unique proposition that we presented to our clients, because we show them that we are big enough to deliver same services, same offers, same capability than the big ones. We can compete in the same level than all of them.
And it's funny when we say big ones, because I mean we are 42 countries and 25,000 people, but I mean still some guys are bigger than us. But I mean we can get really close to our. Yes. Go ahead, please.
But we are small enough to adjust our solution to the client's need. I think this is the main differentiator than the others. They don't have the ability to do in a faster pace and so customized as we do.
Because
this is the customer-centric approach.
Yeah, because with us, you still talk with someone that is really deciding. I mean, the clients can talk with you or me or Fabio, and not just some entity that represents the company, but in the end doesn't make any decision.
That's true, because as we are small enough, we are a flat organization. Decisions are same day sometimes, and this brings agility. This brings efficiency, and nowadays in this digital world, we can't afford to wait weeks or months to have a decision or to have an action. Everything it is online.
Yes. So sometimes I have this conversation, and the people say, "Who do I have to talk to decide?" I mean, me right now. It is very easy.
Let's decide together.
And something else that I like, I mean, we discussed that yesterday, this concept of building blocks. So Sophie, I mean, we call this thing a platform because it is. I mean, it's 10, 12 systems right now running under this umbrella, and we can fit them together in order to solve a business need. So I mean, if you need voice plus a connection to a legacy system, plus connection with a CRM, plus a connection with a text, a specific platform, we can do all that. We can bring all that very fast. Once we understand your business, I mean, we can make it work really fast.
And it is a differentiator. Imagine how good this is for us as sales, because in the end we are here to sell Stefanini, and this is one of the reasons why Sophie helps us.
And one thing I think it changed because a few years back, and you and me, we have been in this organization for a while. We were known for selling technology support, and right now we are moving into so many things. So talk a little bit about all the different things we are doing in this fast changing digital world.
Yeah, as I said, nowadays we do have the IT world, but it is a lot of different things. And when we talk about business areas, we have a project in place that is creating to have Sophie in the plant floor, in the line, checking if the process is being followed. We are not talking about IT. We are talking about production.
We have another one that one is crazy. I mean, reading the news and finding out what's going on with chemicals, because this particular organization wants to know that if someone is saying that this particular chemical, I don't know, causing cancer, I want to take it off my production line before I have to do that because of a specific legislation. So I mean, there's so many different approaches on education, as you said, on health, as you mentioned, on law, reading different documents and suggesting decisions, on facilities. I mean, you can call Sophie and say if you know the light of the corridor is not working anymore. There is you said, I mean, you get surprised by all the things that people can do with Sophie. I get surprised every day, and people come to me and say, like we saw yesterday in Brazil, you know that nowadays Sophie is doing some onboarding interviews with employees.
Really?
Yes, yes. So I mean, we are helping to hire people. And it makes sense because we have some high volume clients that make hundreds of interviews every month, and obviously Sophie cannot do everything, but she can handle part of this heavy load, which is the idea. So the idea is to use the best part of humans, the best part of this automated intelligence, and make the whole process more fluid, right?
Yeah. No, and I think as a sales team, we always say, oh, of course we can do. If a client asks, can you do this? Sure. But nowadays it's easier because with Sophie, we can do more complex things. Sure, I can do. I'm not sure how, but Sophie is going to figure this out.
Great to hear that. Gladys, many thanks for accepting our invitation. Thank you. It was a great conversation.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
A pleasure. Bye. See you, Sophie.
Yeah.